And welcome back to another video, not episode of SkyWars. So today, a balance patch was dropped again, nerfing a lot of kits, buffing some kits, and we're going to be going over those today, giving my thoughts and things like that. Alright, to start it off, the meta has now settled quite a bit. It's time to tune back the top performers slightly. Endlord from 3 to 2 time warps. Endlord was by a large margin the best performing mythical kit. The ability to teleport 3 times in rapid succession was quite overbearing, and I agree, and all of you can agree if you played the SkyWars tournament, this was like the only kit that was used apparently. And with that, they removed just 1 pearl from the kit. And honestly, I kind of had an idea on how to change it, but I think this might just be better. My idea was to kind of implement like a pearl cooldown timer like 1.20 has with pearls. So whenever you teleport back, it would be like a 5-second cooldown before you can use the second one. Fishmonger, 7 to 9% chance to spawn a silverfish on hit. Fishmonger is one of the least used kits in the entire game. Its ability is hardly even seen because of how rare it activates. You'd rather err on the side of caution, but this should help keep the kit more consistent. And I think it's a needed buff, honestly. Like, using this kit before, the silverfish would barely spawn. Even after a couple wins, you would get like maybe 1 silverfish a game. And I'd actually tried it on stream today, and I was actually getting not an army of silverfish, but actually like 3 or 4. And the silverfish actually mess up a lot of players. My only suggestion would be to make it so silverfish don't always teleport back, or maybe make the range like higher before they start teleporting back. When I would throw it on like my neighbor's spawn island, it would just teleport back instantly. Frog kit. Frog potion is now a regular potion instead of a splashable, so that means it's just drinkable. It's just a nerf to make rushing a bit slower. This Ember Cell hell. So if you haven't been playing SkyWars at all, right now Ember Cell is in the game. Current #1 way to get levels is to spam that map with either potions or just by itself. Get corrupted games, and then just go frog, break all the chests, and then you basically just win the entire game. And then this would cause more people to learn about the strategy and more people to map select only this map. So every time you'd play SkyWars, you would only queue 90% Ember Cell. And I've talked about this problem before, I just never really pinpointed it on the map selection issue. Like the reason you get the same 5 maps over and over again is just a map selection issue. It's not like the server issue, I guess. It's not like maps aren't being rotated. It's just like people just map selected these maps only because they're very good. And the counter to that is, oh, why don't you just switch to Frog and do the same thing? Because 90% of my games are still going to be Ember Cell, and that's not going to be fun either. And then Pig Rider added 16 hay bales. Pig Rider spawns with a Prot 4 golden helmet, which isn't bad. It actually kind of turns this into like a semi-rushing kit-ish. It's just like Knight without the sword, right? And then you can get armor from your spawn. Alright, Archaeologist kit, removed protection 1 from the chest plate. And I'm assuming this has to do with the second change, which was removing golden boots from armor to kind of keep them like similar in protection. Archaeologist still had too much damage reductions on top of the 2 potions and fishing rod it had. Yeah, Archaeologist is like 3 kits in 1, maybe even 4. And even with this nerf, it's still one of the best kits in the game. Expectedly. I mean, it is the last kit you get. Armor, removed golden boots. Armor still remained one of the top use rate kits in the game after our last patch. This change still keeps in front of all the other kits in terms of damage reduction, but it's not as overwhelming of a difference now. Armor just provided the most armor in the game, made it tower above all the other kits, and now more kits are in line with each other, right? So there's not one that's like towering over the other ones. Ecologist, Prot 2 to Prot 1 leggings. A common suggestion was to remove Sharp 1 from the axe, but we wanted to keep the Barbarian perk more viable. Honestly, I think if they removed Sharpness, they could make Barbarian 2 kills on upgrade instead of 3. And that's the same exact playstyle I used when I was grinding Ecologist my 100 wins. I don't think it made it into the video. I eco-rushed with Barbarian and just stacked Sharpness, and ended up winning a lot of my games because of that. Salmon kit removed the iron boots because it had the same protection as armor. And you can read these changes. I'm not really too interested in any of those. I'm more interested in this little spoiler we have at the bottom. Larger balance changes to loot pools and perks are planned for the upcoming content update, so they were not included in this balance patch. And then we have this screenshot right here. Look at this star, 490 star with like this little E. So obviously new prestiges, new prestige icon, and honestly it looks pretty good. So that looks like something we can look forward to is up to level 500. So I think kits are in a very good spot right now. Even before this patch, I think kits were in a super good spot. Right now I'm kind of worried about mid gear, like with all these nerfs, and a lot of people in my chat were saying this as well. With a lot of nerfs to these kits, mid gear is going to be so prominent, and like the starting gear is just not going to be able to compare. So it really is kind of like a gamble again, but I still kind of have to play a little bit more. I only played for like 3 hours after the patch dropped, And of course, as soon as the patch drops, it's like the sweatiest times imaginable, so I can't really gather too much information from how the game's gonna be. But I'm gonna keep playing, and I'll see how the game develops from here on out. Let me know your thoughts down below, of course, and I'll see you guys soon.